I'm hoping that I'm back. I don't know for sure what is going on with this. Gosh, what a mess. Hopefully I'm live. I'm going to give it a second and hope for the best here. I don't know for sure what happened. I can see myself moving again. So I'm going to assume that I'm back live. And this is going to be part 2 of the Pine Tree Trimmings Gatefold card. Carol, I have absolutely no idea what just happened, why it happened. So I apologize to everybody that it just bailed out in the middle of the last video. All of a sudden, it was like my phone the YouTube live stream just decided to disconnect. And I'm like, okay, but I didn't stop it. So anyway, I apologize about that. I don't think I did anything. So I think I was in the middle of showing you that I got the belly band on fine. I think that's where I was at when last we spoke. So I don't think you missed any of that. Hopefully not. If you did, I don't know for sure what's going on with YouTube. I know they were doing some updates to it clearly, but I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, I don't think it was me. I don't think it was my internet. I'm the only one home, so I can't even say that it was like somebody else, was hogging up all the bandwidth on the internet. It's just me here. So anyhow, all right. So glad we're all back. And yes, we can blame it on the wind or maybe the rain, Karen. Okay, so I was busy yakking when that finally completely conked out on me, where I got this little piece of designer series paper from. This is actually also, just starting the belly band. Okay, I apologize. Hopefully, basically, this was a 2 1/8 by 9-inch piece of garden green cardstock, and I just wrapped it around the front of my card base, and then adhered it together in the middle. So hopefully this is fairly self-explanatory, but yeah, it's basically just that little piece of cardstock, wrapped it around, stuck it together with a little adhesive here in the middle. So, all right, can no longer like or share a video when watching live. Huh, who knew? I don't know, I got nothing. Marva, YouTube is crazy. So, all right, so this little piece of designer series paper is actually from that same pack, the Christmas Tags and More specialty pack of paper. This piece actually is cut from one that's got 6 different tags on it. So it's actually 6 different little images. This just happens to be one of the tags, and that the tag is about 2 inches by 3 inches. So yay, thanks for coming back, everybody. All right. Again, I apologize. I don't know what happened, and I swear it wasn't me. I think YouTube is having some problems today. So, all right. So it's cut to about 2 inches by 3 inches, and I'm just going to take it and chop it in half so that I didn't have to waste a bunch of pieces of designer series paper to cover the whole thing. Since nobody can see the center of it but you and me, I figured it didn't matter if I just chopped it in half. So I'm going to take a little Stampin' Seal, and we're going to adhere this to the left side of the card front. Again, just making sure that I'm sticking it on the belly band. I want to make sure that I'm not sticking it on the actual card front so that I don't glue it closed. So hey, Amy, I'm glad you came back. Sorry again. I don't know for sure what happened. I have no answers other than YouTube is acting crazy. So I'm blaming it on YouTube. I don't think it was anything I did because I didn't touch anything, I swear. So, all right. So we've got this little gap here in the center, and we are going to cover that in 1 second with some layers so nobody's going to notice that it's there. All right, I've got some circles that I die cut. This one I cut with the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. That is this one. And then there's a layering circle that I cut from Real Red cardstock with one of the Spotlight on Nature dies, and this is the die that I used. It's the little dash die. Thanks, everybody, for coming back. I appreciate you guys being with me and putting up with the crazy town of YouTube today. So, all right. So again, basic white and real red are the 2 colors that these are cut from. I've got real red ink and another one of the sentiments from the Pine Tree Trimmings stamp set, and we're just going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it intentionally over to the right-hand side of the circle because my little tree is going to go on the other side. And I'm going to grab some Stampin' Seal, and we're going to stick these 2 pieces together. So the 2 circle die cuts we're going to stick together. And There we go. I think we got it. Okay. And then we're going to stick them to the card front with some Stampin' dimensionals. Now, when I put this together with the dimensionals, I am actually going to put dimensionals kind of right down this line, which is where the two pieces of cardstock are joined in the middle. I'm quite certain that it probably won't fall apart. Stampin' Seal is a pretty strong adhesive, so I don't worry too much about using it even on fun fold type cards like this one. But anything I can do to reinforce it to give it just a little bit extra sticking power, I'll certainly do that. So I've stuck my dimensionals on here. Again, I know generally that most of this is going to be covered by my circle, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't put the adhesive on the back of the circle and then accidentally have one up here, and then again stick it to my card front and accidentally glue my card closed. I try not to do that. Not that I'm going to say I've never done anything silly like that. I've done a lot of silly things card making. All right, now I'm going to take this and we're just going to roughly center it top to bottom and side to side here and stick it on with the Stampin' dimensionals. The next piece that I'm going to do is a little stamping and heat embossing. So I've got my garden green cardstock and the little pine tree image from the Pine Tree Trimmings stamp set. And we got a little Versamark ink. Going to ink that up and stamp it on the garden green cardstock. Give it a good smoosh. And then we're going to grab some white embossing powder from the Basics Wow embossing powders. And this is, did I say it was white from the Basics Wow? Yep, I think I did. I don't know. And then I'm all like flustered now and getting ready to make a boo-boo on my card here. Should have grabbed my little brush. I've got some extra flecks of the embossing powder there that I'm trying to get off. Usually if I'm careful, I can get most of them off there. All right, I think we got it. Closing that up before I turn on the heat tool. So the Stampin' Up! Heat tool has got two settings on it. There's a level 1 setting for drying and a level 2 setting for heat embossing. So I've turned it up to the level 2 setting. And so it'll get a little bit warmer. Level 1 setting isn't quite as hot, but it's still plenty hot. You don't want to put your hands under it or anything like that. But level 2 setting gets a little hotter. It does take just a second to get hot enough to actually heat emboss. So I usually hold it off in the distance and let it warm up before I turn it towards my project. And I just realized I blew all of the little pieces, the dimensional backings that I had laying right next to me. When I turned the heat tool this way, I totally blew them all over the place. So they'll probably be stuck to the dog in just a minute here. So, all right. Just using the heat tool and heating it until it gets kind of that smooth and shiny all over it. I don't want to overheat it, but I want to make sure I get everything embossed as well. Giving it a second to cool off before I go on to the next step of die cutting it. So just letting it cool off so I don't accidentally smear it. Then we're going to grab the coordinating Pine Tree Trimmings die. And just going to go take this and run it through my die cutting machine. So I'll be right back. There we go. And put my die back on here before I lose track of that. And then we're going to take some Stampin' dimensionals and we're going to stick the little tree, like pine tree, yep, to the card front. And again, I'm going to keep these centered a little bit more, a little bit away from the very edges, just because I know that a little of this is going to hang off the edge of my circle, and I want to make sure that I don't, again, accidentally glue anything to my card front that's going to glue it closed. So I'm just going to put a couple of them. Oh, there my belly band went scooting around. And we'll take that, stick it on here like that. And then I did do a little die cutting for the, oh, and I almost threw them all on the floor. Hold on. Come here. Die cutting ahead for the garland. So this is cut from real red cardstock, again with the little garland die. I did, before I cut the cardstock, I did go ahead and stick a little bit of adhesive sheets on the back of my piece of real red cardstock, just so that I'd have it, the adhesive already on the back of it. when I did my die cutting. Then once, hopefully I can get these going. I probably should have picked at them a little bit. There we go. Now we're going. There we go. Going to take this and use the adhesive sheet to stick it to the card front. All right. Sticking that down. So, hey, Jackie, thanks for hopping in. And Julie, thanks as well. If you missed the earlier episode, I'll be combining these two together. Well, I don't know if I'll combine them, if I can figure out how to do it. Otherwise, this may be a 2-episode card because something happened. I don't know whether it was my internet conked out or my YouTube conked out. Something fell apart in the middle of this. And yeah, the first half of the card is on a different video, so that'll be interesting. So, all right. Picking the backing off, again, adhesive sheets on the back of these little garland pieces. Adhesive sheets make it much easier, I think, to adhere pieces like this to the card, to your card, just because, I don't know, these aren't terribly small, so you could probably put it on with liquid glue, but I still would end up with liquid glue all over myself, and I'd have glued myself to the tree 3 times already. So, little star I cut again with the star die, this one, from the Pine Tree Trimmings dies, and I cut it from gold foil sheets, and we're just going to grab a little mini glue dot, and we will stick that little star to the top of the tree. Try to make sure it's on there straight. And then the final thing that I added were a couple of the Real Red Delightfully Decorative Dots. And again, these are in the mini catalog, but they're kind of towards the back, and they're not in a suite or anything. They're just kind of in the catalog. So if you missed them, that's where you'll find them, is in the back of the mini catalog. So go hunting for them and see if you can find them in there if you haven't already picked them up. So I'm going to add one of the large ones, one of the small ones here over to the left-hand side of the tree. Come on, fingers. There we go. Let's scoot that one a little bit closer. And then one of the medium-sized ones over here by the sentiment. And that's going to be it for the card. It's all done. So super quick and easy. Even with a little break in the video, we still get it done in under 30 minutes because I yacked for quite a while. So little gatefold card. These are super quick and easy to do. Just a little different scoring on it, a little bit different layering on the card front, and then your little belly band, so that will slide off and then open up to the inside of your card. Lots of fun to make these, lots of fun to give these for the holidays as well. So they are some of my favorite fun fold cards. I think this was like the first fun fold I ever made was one of these, and I was like so proud of myself. but they're really cute and lots of fun for the holidays. Again, the stamp set is called Pine Tree Trimmings, and it's available now in the online store. It's one of the online exclusive items, so you'll find it out there. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I will be back with another project on Friday around 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Details for this project will be posted tomorrow on my blog around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, and I'll link directly to the blog post as soon as it goes live, so you'll be able to come back and go over and find the printable PDF tutorial, more pictures of the card, full description, links to everything that I used to make it, and all that good stuff. So thanks everybody for coming back. And again, I apologize for the issues with the internet or YouTube or whatever it was. No idea. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, and we will chat with you all soon.